Swamiji, I'm Tanu Sharam working for Accenture. I have a question. How can we help in making this world a better place?
We would all like to see this world become a better place. But how to go about doing it is a very big question. There have been so many people who desired to make this world a better place, but actually had the reverse impact on it. For example, if we were to study the mind of Hitler, we would probably come to this conclusion that his creating of the Holocaust and his instigation of World War II, behind that his motivation was to make the world a better place. It is said that there is no conqueror in history who does not justify his actions with this logic that he is endeavoring to make the world a better place. So, the intention is definitely very noble. But what is the process? This world is not a unit by itself. It consists of 7,200,000,000 human beings like you and me. So when we wish to make the world a better place, we have to start with the individual units. There's a saying in Hindi, "Hum sudhre, desh sudhrega." The world can only be as good as the people who reside in it. Now, if we do not endeavor to improve the individual, how can we improve the world? There have been so many revolutions in history that were endeavoring to improve this world. For example, we had the Russian Revolution that took place, that threw away the monarchy and established the communist regime. Now, their endeavor was to make the world a better place, but the result was quite the reverse, as history lets us know. And that is why in 1991, when the USSR disintegrated, the Eastern Bloc European countries, they just threw away communism, declared independence, and became thriving democracies. So, revolutions are endeavoring to change the world without changing the individual. Similarly, good Samaritans want world peace. Now, when the individual pieces in the world are full of strife, can we have peace at the macro level? If you want peace at the macro level, you have to have peace at the micro level as well. That is why, if we truly want world peace, we must have peaceful pieces. In other words, all human beings must become peaceful. So similarly, if we truly wish to make this world a better place, we must make ourselves better people. Socrates, he was asked in his old age, "What do you know?" Socrates said, "When I was young, I thought I knew everything. And now, in my old age, I realize I know only one thing, that I really don't know anything." So that humbleness came with age. Similarly, when we are young, we are full of passion about changing the world, but we neglect ourselves. And as we become mature, we realize that if we can change ourselves, we won the biggest battle. So let our endeavor for changing the world begin by changing ourselves. And how do we go about changing ourselves? When I was in college, At that time, the emergency had just been removed, and Morarji Desai became the ethical prime minister. Every day he would declare ethics in his lectures to the nation, and he would say, give up corruption, give up corruption. But the more he lectured, the more corruption increased. So these messages we keep hearing, become more ethical, develop true values. But how do we go about implementing these messages is the $1,000,000 question. These can only be implemented when we cleanse our own minds. The values don't come from outside, they come from within. So we need to cleanse our own minds. And to cleanse those minds, we need to engage in devotion. The sage Tulsidas says, Prem bhagati jal binu raghurai abhiyantar mal kabahu na jai. No matter how much you may strive to cultivate virtues, until you cleanse your mind with the pure water of love for God and remove its impurities of endless lifetimes, you will not be able to cultivate these wonderful virtues. And if you truly develop love for God, the Bhagavatam says, Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavatya kinchana sarvair gunais tatra samasate sura. One who is situated on the platform of true love for God develops the virtues of the devatas, because that person's heart becomes cleansed. And without love for God, that person is manorathe nasati dhavato bhahi, running on the chariot of the mind. So the strong message is that if we wish to become virtuous, if we wish to become good people, we must cultivate our own devotion. Jagadguru Sri Kripaluji Maharaj, he has said this so nicely. We see there is no dearth of social workers. When I go out into the public and tell people to engage in devotion, people say, Swamiji, why are you doing this? Why don't you go and do such and such service to society? Why don't you think about how you can change the world in this particular manner? So Kripaluji Maharaj says, Soch sanch upakar nij. Soch sanch upakar nij. Sochan par upakar. Karile pyar murari te. Taji de apar vichar. O soul, think how you can save yourself and put away all these distracting thoughts. Cultivate love for God for yourself and become truly good. And when you become truly good, you will naturally impact the world and help make it a better world. So this is the ripple effect. You have a still lake and you throw a little pebble in it, and the pebble creates ripples. These ripples, they spread through the entire lake. So similarly, when we become good, then the people in our environment are influenced by it. The people who are working under us are impacted by it. The people who are working above us are inspired by us, and everybody is benefited. So, if we wish to make this world a better place, let us start with the workshop of ourselves and making ourselves better individuals.